Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hope everyone is doing well. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is basically just how good Russell Wilson was with this new, Seahawks offense with new offensive coordinator Shane Waldron coming in this offseason. The Seahawks dominated in this one when it came to the offensive side of the ball, put up points on a pretty solid Colts defense. So I'll break that down in this video. If you guys are new here, you want to see more NFL content, I put out 1 to 3 videos a day, Packers content as well because I'm a Packers fan. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. So coming into this offseason, there are obviously lots of, different quarterback situations going down with quarterbacks being a little bit unhappy with sort of where they were and what was going on in their organization, with, of course, Aaron Rodgers probably being the biggest story of the offseason. And as a Packers fan, it was a rocky road trying to figure out what was going to happen. Is Aaron Rodgers going to come back? Is he not going to come back? Are we going to be left without Aaron Rodgers? Or what's going to happen? So obviously that also was a similar situation, but definitely to a much lesser degree with Russell Wilson over there in Seattle, having some issues there. And, there were talks of, the 4 teams that Russell Wilson wants to go to. I think one was the Bears, one was I can't remember the other teams off the top of my head, but there was talk that maybe Russell Wilson would get traded to another team, and I feel like the Bears were one of the teams at the top of the list there. So that was sort of crazy, the fact that happened just with Russell Wilson being in Seattle for so long. But of course, everything, smoothed out. Russell Wilson basically got whatever he was looking for there. And, basically they were able to figure things out there with Russell Wilson. And, of course, they decided to bring in new offensive coordinator. Pete Carroll brings in Shane Waldron. And what I've been seeing is that Russell Wilson and Shane Waldron have been, getting along together, meshing well. And this first game sort of shows that, they've been able to bring in a solid game plan for the Seahawks offense. Obviously, last year, the first half of the season, the Seahawks offense was firing on all cylinders. And then later in the season, started to struggle a little bit more. And, some people were thinking that maybe, people have figured out this Seahawks offense. But if we take a look at this game for Russell Wilson, he dominated 18 for 23, 4 touchdowns, 254 yards, and a 152.3 passer rating. So he was pretty much perfect in this game. I think 2 of those incompletions of the 5 were throwaways. So Russell Wilson came in here and played insanely well, insanely efficient. He had 2 beautiful passes deep to Tyler Lockett, which I was super excited to see because I am a Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett fantasy owner, so as you can imagine, that got me a little excited on Sunday there. My fantasy team won, just so you know, so it was a good Sunday for me. But Russell Wilson came in here and just really, really dominated. If we take a look at sort of what the Seahawks offense did, I found this really great article on theathletic.com basically breaking down the way this offense played in week 1. They were talking about how, Waldron used D. Eskridge on 2 different kind of fly sweep, motion things. But then later in the game, they also used a similar motion play and then decided to, decided to pass it off of the same look. So basically what they're doing is using similar looks, but trying to, confuse the defense, sort of keep them guessing, basically. And I found a quote from tight end Gerald Everett. He said, "That's the whole key going into it. Make every play look the same and end up differently. That's the kind of offense that we have. With the type of players we have in Seattle, we're definitely going to harp on that and be the best that we can." So he said, make every play look the same and end up differently. And they did that in that game, doing a good job of mixing things up. 30 passes to 24 runs. They ran the ball really well, 140 yards on the ground, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Chris Carson led the rushes with 16 carries for 91 yards and 5.7 yards per carry for the Seattle Seahawks. So a great first showing for this offense, and the question is, can they keep this up? I see no reason why they can't. The Colts have a great defensive front over there, and the fact that they were able to run the ball the way that they did obviously set up, more passes for Russell Wilson, some deep shots with the safeties getting beat by Tyler Lockett, who is so incredibly fast. So I see no reason why this success won't continue for the Seahawks coming into the future. A great game, winning 28-16 against this Indianapolis Colts team, with Carson Wentz coming in there. And Carson Wentz had a fine game, 25 for 38, 251 yards, 2 TDs, 102 passer rating. So a fine game, but the Colts just couldn't really get the ball rolling, especially when it came to rushing. 30 carries, 113 yards, only averaging 3.8 yards per carry. So great showing to start off for Russell Wilson in the Seahawks team, and we'll see if it can continue. Obviously, this NFC West division is, one of the best in the NFL. I'm pretty sure every team in the division won. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? Because I think the NFC North they like lost every single game. And then the NFC West, yeah, the NFC West won, the 49ers won, the Cardinals won, the Rams won as well. So the NFC West is definitely going to be an exciting division to watch, to just see like who ends up on top. Because I mean, Matthew Stafford looked insanely good with the Rams there. I mean, his arm is just insanely, it's so incredible. And then the 49ers looked good as well. The Cardinals looked good. So this is going to be crazy. This is probably maybe the best division in football. I don't know. Every team in that division looks great this week, and I see no reason why that won't continue for this division. So it'll be a battle for the lead of the NFC West, and we'll see if Russell Wilson and this new offense can keep it up. If you guys haven't subscribed, you want to see more NFL content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, drop a like. But I do appreciate you guys watching. I'll be out soon with another video, most likely, so stay tuned for that one. But I'll see you guys on the next video.